The mountain, seen in a dream, only appears to exist in time and space. It does not occupy any space, nor does it take time to appear and disappear. The mountain in a dream can appear instantly and disappear instantly. Even so is the case with the world. This is quite a profound point. You might think, hang on, mountains aren't in the habit of appearing and disappearing. Well, that's our story. Now, I'm not going to say that mountains do disappear. Well, actually they do. Everything appears and disappears all the time. But we've got used to the idea of ascribing longevity to it. Now, you might wonder how I can make such a claim. What is real is apparent right now. We assume there's a reality going on outside our immediate experiencing. I assume you're watching this in a room. You're looking at it perhaps on a computer in a room. Maybe there's a window, maybe there isn't. Let's assume there's no window. So your reality is this room. You've also got memories, and you've got thoughts, you've got assumptions. Your assumption is that there's more to the universe than the room that you're in. That seems perfectly reasonable, doesn't it? You'll step outside the room, there'll be a road, whatever, there'll be a world out there. But right now, that is not your experiencing. That is not the experiencing. Right now, there are sensory experiences going on, and the world exists only as memory and conjecture inside your mind. So as well as the experience of this video, which is happening right now, if you turn your attention to your thoughts, there's also that going on as well. Your memories and your conjectures about what reality is. That's what's going on right now. That is the reality of this moment, as well as any emotions you might be feeling. And these are probably the prime aspects of the reality. But to all intents and purposes, the world as immediate experiencing, it does not fit in with your memory or conjecture of it, because that's all you've got, memory and conjecture. The world is being created from moment to moment, as I pointed out in the previous video. The Big Bang is happening every moment. The world is coming into being, is being created, if you like, from moment to moment. So in this way, mountains do come and go in a moment, not just like as in dreams, but in actual fact. They don't come and go according to our conventional agreement. Mount Kilimanjaro, I'm sure is probably there. If I go to Africa and follow the instructions from my guidebook, Kilimanjaro will come into being. But right now, Kilimanjaro is only a notion. If I want to pursue this notion and let it guide my actions, then sure enough, Kilimanjaro will come into being. And unless I live there, unless I decide to stay there and set up home there, or even if I do set up home there, at some point Kilimanjaro will go out of being. Although even when I'm there, it will change all the time, depending on how far away I am from it, and depending on my emotional relationship with it. It might be very difficult to live there. I might regret the day I ever decided to go there. I might resent Kilimanjaro, and so on. So all this is going on. This is creation and notions and It's something which is going on. It's all going on from moment to moment. In whatever manner the omnipotent deity comes into being, in exactly the same manner a worm also comes into being, within the twinkling of an eye. From the Lord of Rudra down to the blade of grass, all the beings one sees in the universe have come into being in the same manner, whether they are microorganisms or colossal personalities. And this ties in exactly with what I'm saying. There's nothing out there. There's nothing in here either. It's all coming into being from moment to moment. Some things we ascribe duration to. Sometimes we ascribe reality to things, even when it's outside our immediate experiencing. Some people ascribe reality to God. It's a good one, isn't it? Something which never apparently comes into being, and yet some people will put it at the centre of their life. If one thus inquires into the nature of this samsara, world appearance, the perception of diversity disappears simultaneously with the dawn of self-knowledge or God-realisation. Self-knowledge, God-realisation. If the real nature of the infinite consciousness is allowed to slip even for 1/2 of a 100th part of a second, which it does, then all these unfortunate illusory creations take place. Well, they take place anyway. The point is that we're caught up in it. So we have to be vigilant in the sense of observing how we get caught up in ascribing reality to our notions. By the expression Brahman, the wise sages indicate that state in which one remains forever firmly established in the infinite consciousness. When this is disturbed, one entertains the notion of the world as real, and this gives rise to an endless sequence of diversity: gods, demons, humans and subhumans, plants and worms. However, if one does not slip from that state of cosmic consciousness, one realizes that the truth is ever present everywhere. This is spiritual practice. Vasishta said, "O Rama, having said thus, Lord Shiva received my adoration, and after blessing me departed with his consort Parvati. Having imbibed his teaching, I abandoned my previous mode of worship and commenced the worship of the omnipresent non-dual self." So this was a time when Vasishta was worshipping Lord Shiva. He was a Shivite. Lord Shiva is the primordial yogi. And Vasishta has decided to, after receiving the teaching from Lord Shiva, has moved on and established himself in self-inquiry, which is described here as the worship of the omnipresent non-dual self.